have a musical artist that'll be performing.
I think that's a good one. It's important because I've had an opportunity to be with young people lately. It seems like nobody really understands what they're going through.
Yes, it's a challenge.
It is. It's a whole different world for them, and there's a lot of challenges.
When I was younger, I used to say that I would never be the adult that is not aware of what younger people are going through. But I am that adult.
Yeah, because you are of what you are going through.
I don't know what they're going through. They're just
the conversations they have. I had the opportunity, and I was thinking their worries are totally different from my worries when I was their age. Totally different. How you doing, Mariam?
I'm doing great, amazing.
Love the scarf combo thing.
Yeah, I had to put it because every time we wear white on the show, we have to sort of break it. So that's why I just put that to break it. I hope it's good for them.
Yeah.
So for me, this weekend, Saturday, I planned that this Saturday I'm spending time with my plants. I even got someone to come. There's this amazing guy called Plant Boy Nigeria. So he's coming to my house, and we're going to just have fun and just upscale my garden. That's all.
Your garden is upscale?
Yes.
I haven't seen this garden, I'll still come and disturb you. I've not seen your garden. I need to come. Maybe this weekend I'll come drive down.
All right, maybe come on Saturday and then meet.
Yeah, I would love.
It will help. I think come on Saturday.
Yeah,
let's see.
Because now this weekend I'm really focused on the house. So we finally moved.
Yeah.
We moved during this week because the family was waiting for me to come back. As I got my lady from the airport, I said, should we go to the? I said, please, can I go to my house first? No, you must go to the airport waiting for you. So finally we moved to this midweek, and I'm really happy. So this weekend I'm unpacking stuff, looking at stuff, last minute stuff. So I'll definitely love to see. It wasn't bad. Good also.
Well, okay.
I'm like, okay, do we want to go back? But we're trying to fix that problem. But I'm happy. We thank God. It's a new place.
Happy for you.
We have new challenges, but we thank God for that. Let's go on a break. When we return, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
We're going to start with The Nation. Osinbajo, Lawan, Amechi, 19 others to unite for Tinubu. 2023, Atiku Obi hold talks with Wike in London. United Nations urges Nigeria to raise education vote by 13%. Woman sells 3-week-old child for 600,000 in Ogun. Lagos diverts traffic. Federal government to Nigerians avoid going to northern Cyprus. 8 suspects arrested in Abuja terrorist cell raid. And Oyo begins distribution of $1 billion loans to entrepreneurs. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Let me start with stop traveling to northern Cyprus. So the federal government has advised Nigerians traveling to northern Cyprus because of human rights abuses that has been meted to Nigerians in that country. The DG NIDCOM, Mrs. Abike Dabriarewa, says that she's giving this warning. She says the way that particular country is structured, they do not have like a proper or robust mechanisms, even for Nigeria to pursue justice for, victims of all these abuses meted to them. And so she's advising and warning that Nigerians should just try not to travel to countries like that and other hostile countries. That is quite unfair, really, after government would have warned Nigerians, and then when they go there and something happens, Nigeria is blamed, for that. And she said that several Nigerian students have been killed in this, this particular country. And I remember there was a time we had her and we had a representative of students in that country, remember?
Right.
And their representative was trying to paint a picture that a particular incident we're talking about was a one-off. But obviously this looks like, a pattern, and Nigerians and Nigerian students need to be careful. So let's just leave, I beg.
Yes, if it's not safe, stay in your country. So 8 high-profile suspects of ISWAP were arrested in Abuja. So the speculations that there were ISWAP and Boko Haram cells, sleeper cells in Abuja is a fact. The Nigerian military from the defense headquarters are giving this report on how they raided the cells and they arrested 8 high-profile suspects. They recovered AK-47 rifles, pump-action guns, and large quantities of items, drugs, cannabis, sativa, machetes, knives, and other things from them in that cell in Abuja. So it's good news. It reassures that, we are doing our intelligence work. But then it also shows that these people are moving in, and I hope that we'll continue to stem their activities.
So the major headline here is the ex-APC presidential aspirants are going to have a meeting in Abuja next week, Wednesday, and to put together strategies on how to support the presidential candidate for the APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They had a meeting, was announced yesterday that all former, I didn't know there were so many, about 22 of them. The former ex-APC presidential aspirants, the 22 of them are coming to them. So they're expecting that the current vice president, Yemi Osinbajo, should also attend that meeting. Many will be observing to see who are going to come together to put their own networks together to support the candidacy of Asiwaju.
Yes. So I want to take the UN the UN has urged Nigerian government to increase our budget for education. Said they acknowledge that it has been increased to 7% in 2022 budget, but that we need to increase by 13% more to 20% if we want to see substantial improvement in accordance to the SDG 3 and 4th the goals. And the conversation was mentioned when a report was released. The report was financed by the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. And in that report, the UN, as well as UNICEF, that's the United Nations Children's Fund, was talking about the importance of this improving what the government is contributing by 13% to the educational sector. The expectation is that this would help, especially dealing with the minority, children, gender equality with education going improvements. So I think it's something the government should look.
No, I'm really worried because I would like to speak to the Minister of Education, because one of the reasons why UBEC was created, was to help supplement what the government is doing to support basic education. So if we're still having these issues, so what exactly are the effects of UBEC?
So they mentioned that state governments need to take part in UBEC. Not all state governments are benefiting from UBEC because they are not bringing in their counterpart funding. So you must bring in, you can't just collect the government, you must bring your own.
And just to be fair, in response to that, I read last week where the Minister for Education was calling out northern governors especially for not playing their part in making sure that that sector, the education, they're not doing their best. And he says that even if federal government interventions won't do so well if the state government is not doing their part.
So quickly, let me just take this traffic diversion that's happening in Fagba at the Jonathan Coker level crossing in Fagba. So in line with the Nigerian Railway modernization project, that one that is happening from Lagos-Ibadan Express section all the way to Lagos-Apapa, they are going to be closing off just between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. daily. The Jonathan level crossing Jonathan Coker will be cordon off. So they are giving alternatives. They say use the Ashade underpass at the Jobi and Toyin crossing alternately. But during that time, it will be closed for vehicular activities while the work for the rail will be going on. It's announced now so that we'll not have people coming to pick people up saying that they are one ways. This same announcement was made before they picked me up at Mile 2.
Yeah, so they should tell the police
officers. And let us have proper diversion.
Yes.
I'm probably light, but I'll make it well late so people can see it. The Punch, UK peace meetings, Atiku seeks UK support. Obasanjo pushes Obi's agenda. Fayose can't remain Ekiti, PDP sole commander, says State Publicity Secretary. Ogo hookup girl sells baby for 600,000 naira.
Look at that.
Lagos Ibadan traffic, top motorist passengers lament hellish experience. Pressure government to fund varsities as hotels parents. Troops intercepted 3.7 billion naira stolen crude, says Defense Headquarters. And locally made COVID-19 vaccine for trial November. Okay, which story? Let's start with the human interest. Well, 600,000 naira.
Yes, so it's really surprising story. Mary is a young girl. She's 23 years old, and she lives in Ogun State, but maybe she was, according to the report, she was a call girl in Kwara. She got pregnant for a man. The man rented a house for her so that she can raise the child. And after a while, she just absconded with the baby. The baby was about 3 weeks old.
Was her child?
Yes, her child. She got pregnant for a man. The man rented a house for her so that she can take care of the child. But after she had the child, 3 weeks after, she ran away. The man couldn't find her. The man reported to the police station that I don't know what has happened. They traced this young girl to find out that she had sold her baby so that she'll be free to continue with her trade. So she, in connivance with her friend Chioma Ogbonna, sold the baby to a buyer in Anambra State.
I hope they got the buyer.
And they haven't been able to get the buyer, but they are tracing to retrieve the baby. But this is because the man made the call. We need to legalize. See, adoption is good. There's nothing wrong with adoption. But let's go through it legally. This buying of baby, both the buyer as well as the seller should be penalized. And we need to ease the process of doing adoption so that people will not resort to paying 600,000 naira to get a baby.
It takes I hear the process quite
it's tedious.
It is not the process that makes people buy this. It's just criminally minded people that buy this. It's simple.
They like to cut corners. They just ordinarily want to cut corners. Then go great. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics the ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
And the governor of Rivers State and his team met in London for their meeting, and what they were talking about, of course, is the 2023 general elections. And the report from there is that the Atiku is pleading with Governor Wike to support him, and that there were some there were a few things that were listed that has to be done, first of all, for Wike to support Atiku, and the spokesperson says that Atiku has accepted, and he will also sign an undertaking for doing that. Although they mentioned that one of the things that they had mentioned earlier for Atiku to do was to run for a one-year term, but he disagreed with that particular one. And I know that they are constantly asking for the chairman of the party to resign, so that someone from the region would come in. So I don't know this one that they said that he has agreed to go with. Yes.
Well, I know that Baba is part of the meeting.
Now,
he invited Baba to the meeting.
Okay. Yeah. So Obasanjo, Obasanjo was at the meeting. He met Tinubu's. He met obese people, and he's trying to he's trying to encourage a partnership. He believes that Obi is competent, and he can, and also wants someone from the southeast. He met with Wike's side as well. But the Wike side are saying that, yes, this is what Obasanjo wants, but they believe that, but they would rather align with the Tinubu camp. Wike has met with him. That one also has been confirmed by the former placeholder that he has met with him, and they're trying to see how they can work together towards the election. But, and that Wike, what his camp says, the Wike camp say that, they believe that Tinubu could win, and they would like to align themselves with a winning candidate instead of a losing
This election
candidate.
looks very expensive already.
The fact that they're even meeting in London is what worries me.
The fact that
the meeting cannot happen in our soil.
Yeah,
It's from
no,
London.
that one now.
I've said my own.
Anywhere, meeting can be anywhere.
ASU has rejected the 10,000 naira by NAPTAP.
Not them
NAPTAP.
now.
No, the ASU president, Professor Emmanuel Osedekeri, reacted to that proposed levy.
Yeah.
He said that instead of that money, please go and put pressure, join ASU to put pressure on the federal government to do what is right. Don't, start another levy. So they are totally rejecting it and saying they should do the right thing.
Okay, so I was just going to add to the traffic story yesterday. I mean, we talked about it a bit during the break. But the travelers have lamented the traffic on the Magbo road to allow that section of the road, and this is because there was the diversion is ongoing because of the road construction. So initially it was collapsed to 2 lanes, but now yesterday was collapsed to 1 lane. So yesterday was hellish for many people on the road. The situation was really, really bad because many motorists were complaining that they couldn't get through because everybody, in fact, there was a time that the truck was pushed over because there was a breakdown, so they had to get somebody to tow the truck away. So all roads were now had to go through just 1 lane. It was really, really crazy yesterday. It's important for us to know that they are working on the road. These delays would happen for now. If you don't have to be on the road, please don't be on the road. Just stay back.
There's no other alternative. If you're trying to come from Magboro to into Lagos, there's no alternative.
Yes.
That's the
and if you're going back home, if you're working on the island, you're going back home, Magboro,
there's no other way.
You have to go through that. It's really, really sad. Okay, let's move on to the next paper. Daily Sun. Suspense increases as Wike will meet Obasanjo in London. 2023, Tinubu targets 4 PDP governors, senators, reps, and others. On Obasanjo report, White Paper Committee submits report recommendations dialogue with National Assembly. NDDC Niger Delta stakeholders warn against move to appoint another sole administrator. FG must pay striking lecturer, says NLC. Oba Benin warns against attempt to divert Benin artifacts. And court lashes Ebonyi local government election. Okay.
So the NDDC challenge has been ongoing for a while. I've been following the story where they haven't had a proper constituted board as well as someone in charge apart from a sole administrator, and now it looks like that might be the case again. So under the stakeholders, under the auspices of Niger Delta Movement for Development, have raised the issue that it seems, this is according to someone, Mr. Yanga, he said it's utter wickedness that we want to believe some selfish individuals are bent on totally damaging the image of President Muhammadu Buhari, and they are benefiting from the status quo of having no people not in charge of the NDDC. And they are lamenting the result has come out because before the complaint was that they are waiting forensic audits of the NDDC. It's been out for a while now, and yet nothing has been done. And so the group is speaking that the last interim administration for the commission should be the last, and a proper management should be put in place, and the change should be implemented immediately.
Okay, as part of the government's effort to restructure the civil service, they've received the Oronsanye report from the committee. The SGF received it yesterday, and he's going to be moved forward to FEC for approval and implementation. So that's a good thing, because I think the federal government does agree that the civil service is overbloated, and it cost the governance is really high, and they need that review. So the recommendations from this report, hopefully we should reduce the cost of governance, reduce the inflated civil service, and make them more effective, and to attract the best. According
they
to
do that before the elections or after the elections?
According to let me finish my report. According to the report, the president himself had said that the civil service must attract the best hands, not the worst, not the top background. So with this report, there should be a review on that. We don't know, but listen, let them just get the job done. I mean, we saw this one before or after elections. Let's move on to Vanguard.
Time is of the essence.
Let's find a story we have not taken. How to revive Nigeria's steel industry, says Naseni. Military kills Sambisa Forest ISOP commander Uzaifa, 37 others. FG defends foreign borrowings with infrastructure projects. Gunmen kill police inspector in Lagos. Vanguard MSC Summit. FG hops on partnership for competitiveness. 2023 campaign on issues. Sean hate speech. Jonathan Sambo task candidates and parties. Okay, who has Jonathan's advice?
Okay, I do. So at the 2022 IBB Legacy Dialogue in Abuja yesterday, the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, his vice president, Namadi Sambo, were there, as well as many, many other dignitaries, politicians, ministers, ambassadors, everybody was there. And, everybody had a chance to talk. And it's just really to tell us that campaigns going forward should really be issue-based and not about personalities, and that we should urge politicians to be mindful of our unity, stability, exercise discipline in their campaigns and other political activities. They also say that we are aware of how, shaky it is right now with our unity. So the way that politicians are carrying themselves during this time they should be very careful how they do that, because it's Nigeria's democracy is as strategic as stability in Africa's democratic journey. So just really like we're the big brother in Africa, and our growth or our progress or our decline would affect Africa as a whole. There's so many other stakeholders who spoke, but basically it's just to say, concentrate on issue-based politics and not ethnicity or personality.
You should tell that to the followers too, because the followers are right now. The followers, all the followers of all the various parties are just going on this emotional trail.
Yeah.
Nobody's discussing the issues. Nobody's talking about competence, track record, experience. What have you done? What have you not done? They don't care. It's the emotion. Oh, is it Muslim? Is it pagan? Is it Buddha?
How someone is dressed?
How he's dressed? What he not wear? That's the emotional train Nigerians are going on. It's important that we remind ourselves of the real issues.
Let me take the good story about COVID-19 locally made vaccines. The good news is that the testing will start by November. So a cluster group, got funding from the TET fund, supported them with 450 million naira, a total of 1.225 billion had gone into 4 cluster research, but TED Fund supported this research that had a group of 5 research institutions coming together to produce vaccines, not just for COVID. COVID is one. They also produce, the vaccine will also cover Lassa fever, and other such kind of diseases that might emerge. And the goal is many countries where they are producing these vaccines, the people that are producing the vaccines, those private organizations, are Nigerians. And so why can't we produce it by ourselves here? And now that we've got to the funding, by November, trial will start. And I'm really excited about this news that they got the fund and we're seeing the result. We cannot wait to see when we start producing, especially for Lassa that is still killing people within our...
So TED Fund, remember?
Yes, TED Fund. Yes, TED Fund sponsored it.
Any other stories?
I wanted to take the federal government spending on roads. So the Minister for Works was speaking at the National Council of Works meeting in Kano at the opening, and he was defending some of the borrowings that they have had to do. He said that this infrastructure should show for this administration's borrowing. He says that they've constructed over 1,800 kilometers of roads across the 6 geopolitical zones within the country, and Kano State Governor was in attendance at that event. He also thanked them and mentioned the roads that his state has benefited under the federal government's constructions in that state as well.
Okay, that is all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Flash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Come closer. A Will it be more? Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's Your View. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Thanks for staying with us. So today we're discussing the issue of being a stepfather or being a stepmother. Managing that situation is never an easy decision for any individual. Some have claimed that stepfathers find it easy to accept the child of their wife. But others have also said that many women find it difficult to accept the children of their husbands. So the problem is, some claim that fathers would accept,
Stepfathers.
and mothers would push away and start this whole competition with their husband's child. So the question is, when you're faced with a situation where you have to deal with stepchildren, how do you confront it? Should you accept it? Should you have boundaries, rules? Or should you just totally reject it completely? What are your thoughts on being a stepfather or being a stepmother? That's our conversation this morning. You can call us on 081-270-53687. And you can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. So, many already, I come from a polygamous family, and this issue of stepfather, stepmother thing has always been an issue, and people always wonder, okay, how do we live in harmony? Especially when in situations, in this story that we're looking at right now, where it's claiming that fathers usually would accept maybe the children from their wife or their maybe a former marriage, and they'll take them in as their child. But women find it difficult, on the other hand, to accept another woman's child in their own home. In fact, they become the wicked stepmother to the child instead of embracing that child. What do you think? How easy or how difficult is it for you to accept somebody else's child?
I want to jump in.
I want to jump in because I must disagree with this analysis. You see, the opportunities or the power tilts across genders. So, because, like we said yesterday, men are head of family and all of that, they take decisions from a certain point of view, while women take decisions from another point of view. So, a stepfather accepting a woman into his house is usually dealt with at the point of acceptance. If, for instance, he's marrying a woman who already has kids, he's accepting her from that point, or he's saying no. From his PowerPoint, he can say, you can come in, but don't bring your kids. You can, and society would not judge him. But a stepmother who's a woman who is marrying a man who already has kids, as she's coming in, they are judging her already. So she either pretends to be a good woman, comes in and strategizes either to become the wicked stepmother or find a way, if she has generosity in her heart, to be a kind woman. Society doesn't always see them the same. And so because of that, they take their decisions from different areas of, and that's my experience that I've seen.
So you're saying that the woman is already prejudged. So she's coming in with the defense.
So
and part of her defense mechanism is, I accept, I totally...
A man boldly, some women, let me tell you something. I know something from a family friend who had children from a previous marriage. She hid the children from her next marriage. I was surprised. I kept questioning.
Her own child.
Her own children, two of them, from her next marriage. And I kept questioning, why are you doing this? And she just kept wondering, why won't you understand? All the men I have met, nobody wants to have that. They call my child a baggage. So she put the child on her mom and claimed she was a single girl to marry. And then that marriage too failed. So I sort of got away with telling her, I told you, just be free. But when I looked at it, if it was a man, he puts the children in front of the woman. Straight up. They don't have to hide their children, give to their mom and claim. They put their child.
They're in a position of power.
They're in a position of power. You either take me and my child or you deal with it. But when women are coming, they'll be like, I've been trying because of this marriage thing. How society sees women.
That's an interesting angle that you're taking us to. I didn't even think of it that way.
I didn't think
of it that way. So the man does come in with that. Listen, I'm in charge. I have
my
that.
House. And also another way that I'm understanding you is that the man can do the basic minimum of acceptance, and the woman has to do the work of nurturing. So it's easier to accept. Is it as easy to do the everyday nurturing and raising of the child?
So two things. So what I just noted down immediately we chose topic was a man's responsibility is usually financial. So the basis where a man will say I'm not going to is because he looks at it that I cannot afford. I want to marry you. I want to raise, we'll have 2 children. I cannot afford to raise your other 2. It's financial. Straight. In most cases, they are looking at bottom line, my pocket. But for a woman, it's not about finance. It's about the emotional attachment. And the truth is, for women, even dealing with our own children can be an emotional strain based on the child's personality. And when you now put that woman to deal with a child who they have no emotional attachment to, not like you're not my biological child, and then you are acting out, those teenage years, or they're doing something unusual, it's a huge burden to expect that woman to, some mothers actually, they cry, they beat, they do everything. They are almost rejecting their own biological child, but nobody will complain. But if they do the same reaction to a stepchild, they say she's been a wicked stepmother. But she's just trying to cope with the emotional burden of raising the children. Most of the time, the men are not put under pressure to be emotionally available. But women have to be emotionally available. You have to be there. And so when you're unable to fulfill that, you are turned into a wicked stepmother. That means that issue.
Let me put this in two different, because I don't want us to mix it up. There's the situation whereby the woman has children and she's coming into her marriage with the children. That's one situation. There's a situation whereby you are single and you're coming into a marriage where there are children already there. So is you accepting, is how you manage those children is always an issue. Are you going to be seen as a wicked stepmother coming in, or is, if you have your own children, will the man accept? So you're saying that the man immediately would accept you as the child because he can provide. If he can provide. If he can't provide from day one,
you just say no.
So it's acceptance, just as Miriam put it. It's about provision. So for a man, okay, I accept you, I give you shelter. That's the basics that he has to do. So if he's accepting your children, it's still you who nurtures, it's still you who does, you know. So for a man who puts it in perspective, no problem. But when you are going into a man's home, it's beyond provision. You have to learn to nurture. You know, it takes time to learn to love. People don't accept it.
Nurture. The new children that
don't belong to you. Even the one you born. It takes a while. That's the 14 days waiting period for you to get into understanding that new situation. But nobody gives a woman as a stepmother that room. Everything she does. In fact, we are going far. If a woman was to receive in-laws visiting, nobody asks her whether she's predisposed to receiving them, she's in the mood or anything. We are coming over. That's it. But if the man doesn't want them, my husband does not want you, people would understand. But if a woman dares to say, I cannot receive you at this time, and they are from the other side, they will say, hey, do you have two necks, or one neck, or two heads? So the way society sees it is always not good on the side of the, in fact, it's not fair on the side of the
So
women.
when you're looking at it that way, just like, you know, without going deep into it, it just looks like it's easier to be a stepfather, or stepfathers find it easier to accept children than stepmothers. But if we were to dig further, I just think it's not really about mothers or fathers, or stepfathers or stepmothers. It's really about individuals. There are some people who would open up, there are some fathers who would open up their hearts and their minds beyond financial contributions and will help to raise a child. And we've seen videos of children who have, you know, in their adulthood, you know, in respect to their stepfathers, what they have done for them, and they're so grateful for them. But I've seen also stories where adults are thanking the stepmother because you came into our lives, you know, thank you for all that you did for us, that you helped us. Nobody would have been able to tell the difference between us and your children because of the way you opened yourself up to us. There are different kinds of people, and there are some people who are kinder, I guess, and more and easy, and it's easier for them. Money also plays a major role. The more money you have, sometimes the easier it is for a lot of things not to be a problem. So if you have to decide whose school fees has to be paid first, that can be a tough decision for a mother. And if it's the mother maybe bringing in the resources, and she has her biological children and the stepchildren. I bring this up because recently I read a story online, a girl who was saying that, my stepmother, she has her own children, but she's the breadwinner of the house. My dad doesn't have any money. And now we're about to go into university or so. Her younger brother, who's a half-brother, his mom is able to pay for his fees, but she cannot go because the mother wants to pay for her own child first before her. And, you know, the response is, that's a wicked stepmother. Why would she not send you first? After all, you're older than her own child. But there are people who say, but is it not survivor, really, that you want to protect your own child first? You pay for your own child. That's the one that... So where do you place that woman? Is she a wicked woman, or is she a woman that... And then if she pays for the stepchild, is it a woman that is not looking to raise her own child?
You can pay for your stepchild to go to school. At the time when it's time for you to have your own child to go to school, you don't have the resources anymore.
So it's really a tough situation. There are some people who are willing to make the sacrifice and say, okay, everybody stay at home. But if you look at it as human beings, when the push comes to shove, what would we do?
So let me go to a break. When we come back, we'll dig further into this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topic. Situation where you have to deal with stepchildren. And Mariam brought an important angle. Shared resources, especially when it's whereby a woman is making a lot of money and you're having to choose between managing the resources between your own biological children and your stepchild. And that's what many people are faced with. Not that they don't love their children, just thinking to myself, this is my own child, what do I do? Many people are faced because society judges you, doesn't give you that chance to, as you said, nurture naturally. Let it come from inside. They want you to enter the house immediately
and fall in love
and be accepting and just have a 360 love for this person, knowing that even in real life, you grow, love grows over time.
So I'm in the space where I feel that many mothers, as a child growing up, I hear many times when people say, like, I'm not even sure my mother is my mother. She's so harsh. She was so, like, the way she was beaten, all of those things. Mothers do some things to break their children away from the jaws of the world, from falling into bad habits, from going into crime. They resort to a lot of things that, if done by a stepmom, with the same intention of, I don't want you to go into crime. I see you standing with some people that are using drugs. I pull you into the house. I beat you. that same scenario, if played as a mother, is seen as disciplinarian. But if played by a stepmother, is seen as wicked stepmother. I'm not saying that they are not wicked stepmothers. There are people that are actually evil to their stepchild, who would dish food and give their own child double portion and give the one that is not theirs biologically less food. That's wickedness. But in majority of the cases, we are labeling wrongly because we are judging the woman based on the fact that she is not the biological mother of the child. And that is the majority.
I like to go back a bit to what Miriam says, because I know a lot of stepmother stories. That stepmothers are invested in children that don't belong to them, but maybe they're not their own biological children. And in future, they regretted it. Or it fell flat on their faces that all my investments in this person. So you are, because you love your husband, you say, okay, you know what, your child, I'll send the child to school, I'll do this, I'll do that. And then the child grows up
and ignores
you and doesn't even, totally just moves on. Like, listen, or goes back to their own biological mother, which is fine, but doesn't acknowledge the sacrifices you've made in their life. These are things that happen.
These are things that happen. It also happens with adoptive parents that adopt children, and the children are able to find their parents. I see that. I think that's a good example of how you give your all to a child that's not biologically yours, and then the child grows up and insists on looking for their parents and leaves. But everyone always says that when you're doing good, you do it without thinking of what you will get in return. And many times that you have done good a certain way, don't expect that it will come back exactly that way for you. So that can give you a sense of, hope. That what I'm doing, so you do what you have to do, and then just hope for the best, that God is watching you and watching your own side. But it can be painful. It can be painful especially when it comes, you see this education thing, that's the one I see a lot of. You're able to send one child to a private school or the other one to a public school and you can see the difference in their lives because of an educational choice that you made. And your child had to take that sacrifice. You had to make that sacrifice using your own biological child. And in the future, there's no relationship between these stepchildren, between these half siblings. And you're saying, why then did I give my all to this child if somehow it would not mean that he will help my child, going in future? So many mothers or stepmothers listening to this story, haven't heard these stories, are taking different positions or doing it differently now. But it does not make. But the question will be now: does that make that person a wicked woman, or just a smarter woman, or just the way of a realistic woman? Preservation. I have seen I will talk about my grandma. Everybody would describe her as a selfless woman. She would give her everything and her all. And at the time that she was alive, it did not look like it was, it paid off. But her own children and her own grandchildren, wherever she is in heaven looking down, she will be grateful because it's not really about how much money she had put down, anything. Just that God helped in a way, gave them grace, and they're able to succeed wherever they are. So
there are really no guarantees. I've seen mothers who raise their own kids and their kids turn their backs.
True.
So there in life,
that's so
whatever you are doing, just do.
That is so right.
I know someone who keeps saying that it's my stepbrothers who established my business. She's a millionaire today. She kept saying there's a good in polygamy, there's good. My stepbrother, that you will never know the difference. These are my stepbrothers, and I was the child of a younger wife, and they made a difference. So she continues to carry family like that. She's constantly talking to me. She's mentoring me. So I know that in life you do what you need to do. Sometimes when you make those sacrifices of not even a child, let's say a relative, distant or close, nephew or maybe one extended family relative with your child, when the children are at home, like a school, for instance, you can afford you prefer a particular kind of elite school for your child and it's expensive, but you cannot afford 2 kids there at a time. And you decide, okay, let my child go to this school with this other child. It's important to share that decision making with both children. I've seen where in my own parents' home, it was dangerous at the time because they were not sharing how tough these decisions were for the relative that lived with us. And so when he grew up, he became rebellious at some point, thinking, hey, they are choosing between me. And I remember how hurtful that thing was to my mom and my dad. They'll be like, why are these people like this? You know, these were the things that we had to do. So I saw their perspective because they shared. If they had continued to keep quiet, and I said to them, I'm sure he doesn't know most of these things. It took him leaving, going far away from the house, testing other grounds and saying, I did better with these people. And coming back in appreciation. If he never got that opportunity, he would never. So I believe in the talk to that person, talk to this child, not in a negative way. I don't know how to use the word.
But in reality, but this is
in an incisive way. But you talk to the child and say, okay, I have school A and B. This is what I would have preferred for both of you. So that child knows, I would prefer if the child knows that you're not their direct child.
But you can't afford for both of you.
For both of you, but I can't afford it for both of you. I can afford it for one. And I don't want to choose between both of you because I love both of you equally. So now both of you are now going to a school lesser. This is not for your child to grow any grievance. This is for the other child to know that in times of choices,
your own child, you now step back.
Sacrifice
your own child.
The quality you want for your child, for both of them to have the same
that's
level.
That's a tough choice for any
But
mother.
you need to have that conversation so that you don't fetch water inside basket.
It's tough to have because you think to yourself, I'm going to take care, I'll come to you, but you're working hard. The reason why you work hard is so that your children, at the end of the day, it's for you to hand over to your job there for your children. So when you then have to choose and say, listen, I'm going to have to sacrifice taking my child to this school just because I don't want this person to feel bad. That's a tough decision for a woman to make. Let me take this call and come to you. Good morning, are you there? Kenny, you're there, you're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Please go ahead. Thanks for calling.
My own contribution to this matter is that from my perspective, the issue is a very daughter. Yeah.
It's a bit muffled.
The issue is very daughter. Whereby when you marry a woman that has to for when he came into the house, at the end of the day,
can't hear him. Kenny, I can't hear you.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, you're a bit close. Go ahead.
I don't know. When you marry today, when you came back to your house, marry them, they are already like that. They are young, happy, don't marry her. At the end of the day, she is some of them. Some of them, they always see someone here by they have someone having like the other.
We can't hear you, Kenny. I'm so sorry. I really wanted to hear you. I'm so sorry. Is that you're too close to the phone? I couldn't hear you. It was too muffled.
So here is my personal experience, because I know it will sound, there's ideal and there's reality. As December 2020, I brought a young lady whose mom told me I cannot raise this child anymore. So I brought her from Ogbomoso to the house, and my husband and I discussed, we want to raise her, we want to put her in school, and based on accounts, she can't live in my house and not go to my children's school. So I had to make the sacrifice of putting her in my parents' house, where we could get an affordable school that was still good. So she's staying in my parents' house and they are raising her. But if she's in my house, she has to eat what we are eating. She has to go to the school my children are going to. We will have to make that sacrifice because you're not doing it. I've said it, don't invest in your children because you want to reap from them. You invest in your children because it is your responsibility to do. If you now have 5 children, 3 biologically, 2 non-biologically, you will invest in all of them because you decided to take that responsibility. If you cannot take it, then don't accept those children in the first place. So it must be that decision of I cannot. I was advising a woman about adoption and she said, I know myself, I cannot love these people if I adopt. I'd rather wait until God gives me my own child. So she was like, I know. I have tried raising other people's children and when they start crying, I go crazy. So if you know yourself that you cannot give that selflessly, and every parent must go through that journey, it is when we start thinking, okay, this one is my own child. This one will go to private school. This one that is not my child will go to public school. It is wrong.
Calculative decision
you might need
making.
to step down for everybody because at the end of the day, what Nima said was, I was going to make that point that your child can abandon you.
Yes, there are no guarantees.
And in life, it is the good that you sow. And which fantastic. Her grandmother might seem like, okay, this didn't. Yes. It might look that way, but they are grace that Mariam is benefiting. That she knows it's not. She didn't earn it. God just giving her that.
Oh, grace. Fantastic! I love that. I love that. Thank you. Let me take this one for Michael. That's wisdom right there because you're saying that even if you don't, your child could work against you at the end of the day. So there are no guarantees. So just sit down and calculating
that this one is a select child. This one is not.
And they do that too.
Let me take this call from Michael. Michael, are you there?
Yes.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I'm the first caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is your topic for today. I really love it because I'm also a victim of that. Not a victim at the time. But, my dad married a woman. She also had children from another where she was coming from. And also today, I give it to this woman because he raised me from my childhood to the extent that he cannot even distinguish between our children and my siblings, other siblings. And up to today, in fact, I've seen my own biological mother maybe like 2-3 years, but I go to her every time to make sure that, to appreciate what she has done for me. So it's a two thing. And at the end of the day, even myself now, my wife had a child from where she was calling from, and as a single person, I married her, I loved her with the child. And up to today, the child keeps calling me his dad. You understand? So there are two things.
Thank you, Michael.
How we're able to take it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing. I mean, that's an interesting story. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a few more tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's Your View. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music.
Thanks for staying with us. So before we're talking about the roles of stepmother, stepfathers, and then we moved into the legacy roles or the legacy of this experience, because somebody was talking about the fact that his mother, who was a stepmother, raised him just exactly as she raised her own children. So, and they were talking about what happens, the fallback of these things we do as a stepmother, stepfather. Let's take a few comments and we'll move further.
So Olusegun Olie says, this stepmother thing favor me. When I was in primary school, I wasn't doing well academically, and my mom will always call me different failure names. But my stepmom will always tell me I am better. I can't be a dullard and all. I grew up to love my stepmom more. And just with the last caller's talk, you see that kind seed sowed. He paid it forward. If somebody sows a seed of kindness in the heart of a child and that child grows up balanced, you've done the world a lot of good. The one that I cannot understand is that calculative choice making. So 5 kids are with you, 3 are yours, 2 are not yours. You now be doing, when it comes to food sharing, school choices, you be saying, well, these are the really one. These ones, they are nobody's child. Anything they see, they survive.
It's a tough choice, but it must be done.
You see, it's tough, but that's where you should check yourself, because we are human. It will come. That thought will come to your mind, but that's exactly when you should check yourself. In life, from experiences, they turn out, they end up worse. They end up bad. You might be raising that choice-making thing and thinking, I bet these ones, they should be done better by. But you're raising entitled kids who think just because of their birth and their circumstance, their life must be, and they will not understand how to walk. You see some kids who say, my stepmother was tough, she was wicked to me, but she made me who I am today. Because they learn early how to be resilient and make better choices. So sometimes you're not doing anybody any help. Pour them together. They might just end up being my grandfather's children. If the mothers don't bring their rivalry in between, you cannot tell the difference. They are their father's children. Simple.
You know, there's a big family in Lagos. I'll tell you their own story. Let me take this call first. Tayo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I'm not from a polygamous home, so to speak. My mom. Hello, can you hear me?
Very clearly.
Okay. My parents were divorced quite early, so my father got married to another woman. It was quite early, and I can say that she is. Well, my father has divorced from her, for a while, but she's one of the best women. My children and I went to for my stepsister's graduation, and we stayed in her place. So I can say that I enjoyed my relationship with her. So I think all other relationships, people that say that they have terrible stepmothers, I think mine was almost superb.
Thank you very much, Sarah,
I still enjoy a good relationship.
So you just think to yourself, what's the fear women or fathers have? What's that fear you have in raising somebody else's child? Somebody was giving me a story. I know a story of a big family in Lagos. I wouldn't mention their name. And the father was very deliberate on how this was a polygamous family, and I think I've shared the story before. So the wives, they have about 4, 5, 6 wives, a lot of wives. But he ensured that the children went to the same schools. Even he had nephews, nieces, they all went. He chartered a bus. He had money. He chartered a bus to pick them up in the morning to take them to school. They all had the same lesson teachers. Like, it was so equal that they all grew up until today. They're bonded. They are together because they never saw their mother's involvement in their upkeep. It was all their father. So they were like children from the same source. So it goes back to what you said. So these children, not all of them were biological. They're all cousins and but they all grew up together, and today they're one family, they're one bond. So I get that. But when it comes to reality sometimes, when there are limited resources, where it's like even the man in question is not pulling his weight, and you are the one doing all the work. I think it's yourself. This work that I'm doing, how do I now share this my small work that I'm doing and use it to raise your own child? You that you can tomorrow leave me alone. The man can walk away from this marriage tomorrow. He can say he's divorcing me today and marry somebody else. I'm not going to use my resources to raise his child. These are questions a woman has in her head. Like, why would I raise somebody else's child?
Yeah, so I won't generalize, but I'm saying this based on what I've noticed. In the north, especially with the Hausa Muslims, I tend to see polygamy to have, I'm not saying it's true for every family, but the father is the father and he provides for everyone. And so the children are all treated equally. You go to the same schools, you get the same things, your mothers are also treated equally. I see that quite often. I'm not saying that's the truth for everyone. But one thing I also noticed from being here in Lagos is the mothers, the polygamy is more like they are different cell units, and the mother is the head of every cell, and so the children in this family could be different, because if this woman does more, if she earns more, her children may go to better schools than their half siblings who are, and I feel that in that case there will be resentment, because I hear stories from the north like, this is my brother, my sister, that's all they know. They never even talk about their mothers like they're different, because everything about their lives has always been this way. But I've seen here on this side of Nigeria where when they become older, they don't even talk to each other. I mean, they were raised in the same home, but yes, they're different. So they don't even talk to each other. They are no longer brothers, or you see your brother in public and you cannot even say anything to him because you can see that difference in how they were raised.
Let me take this call from Antonia. Antonia, are you there? From Isolom, you're live. Go ahead, please.
First time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I enjoy your show.
Thank you.
I mean, I love you. You are so realistic. Thank you for always being yourself.
Thank you.
All right. My own contribution is that I lost my daddy very early when I was 7. So my mommy had to remarry. He married a man that is also a divorcee. That he lost her own wife. Along the line, my mommy took those children, like if people want to buy Christmas clothes, she will buy first and ask the other girl to choose before me. But when they grow up, they change automatically. That day I made up my mind that I will never marry anybody that has children. It's better for me to marry somebody that is managing. I have tutors that have children before they are married, but I rejected them because I saw the hatred those children rendered upon my mommy, upon all the love she showered upon them. So it's better for you to come and meet me than I will go and meet you, because if you go and meet me, I know you are the one looking for my trouble. But I will not go and meet you if you have everything. I will not marry somebody that has children.
Antonia.
Ma.
So from the conversation we've been having since the beginning of this show, I hear and understand that perspective, and I think we've learned so far that when you sow a seed, which your mother has done, she reaps that seed in different ways. So it's not so much from the people who she raised to actually do good to her or pay her back. No, she will reap that good work she has done in so many multiple different ways. So don't use that as, oh, how they treated your mother. No. Put that aside, because she will definitely reap the benefits of what she has done some other way. So I think that's the lesson I'd like you to take away from here. So don't say you wouldn't want to marry somebody else. No, things happen differently. So I want us to take that learning from this experience. But it's good that you know,
to state. So a person who's coming into her life knows what her background is like and appreciates that, you know, she's putting it out there. What I hate is that you put it out there and they are judging. Nobody understands. If I cannot take if I think I'm at a point in my life, I can't love or I can't give what is expected of me, I should be able to state it rather than fail at it and then be judged as failing at it. This thing requires investment of emotions, plenty of it. And if you think you are not qualified at that time, I beg state it too. Because you cannot come and bring a child that is dependent on you, feel the consequence of that thing, and damage that person into adulthood.
You know, stepchildren come into our lives in different ways. There's some people you marry into a family, you marry a man who already has children, you marry a woman who already has children. But we have seen stepchildren that come in, you marry a man, and then from extramarital affairs, he has children. So this is a marriage you already said, okay, I will not marry any person with children, and you found yourself in this marriage, and now there are children. So is this a deal for Antonia? Would that be a deal breaker for her? Would this mean the end of that marriage completely because she cannot deal with these extra children that have come in from another?
Before we wrap up on this, because we have to take another story. How does a woman or a man develop that 360 love immediately? So you come into a home. Because I want us to discuss it before we wrap up. So you come into a home where there's a child already, or you're bringing in a child. How do you expect your husband to automatically love and raise this child immediately that you're bringing in, immediately start calling you daddy, start saying, you know, daddy, I love you, that kind of thing? Or you coming into a man's house who has children and automatically they're calling you mommy, and how does that happen? Should society begin to restate or reevaluate the expectation of a woman or a man in that situation? Should we expect immediate love, or should we give them time?
I think.
And how much time do we think we can give them?
You already answered the question in that there must be time, and I think it's wrong for you to just expect that it is going to be magical. I also feel that you cannot give what you don't have. Many people don't love themselves. They are struggling with self-love. They are struggling with self-acceptance. And you now expect them to just see somebody and then love that person. It won't just flow.
Yeah.
We are all on a journey of healing and learning. And the more we learn and heal, the more we're able to accept and love. But if we deny that part of our journey, then we're unable to give. And I think that the society needs to be less judgmental of women going through that struggle or men going through that struggle of accepting another person, and understand that he's not a bad person. He just doesn't know how to love this is bonus child well yet. And then we now go on a journey of teaching them to love and accept that person. But what we tend to do is just judge and say, you're a wicked person. You're such a wicked, and the whole family will gather and say, she's wicked. She's wicked. Let's not label. Let us identify the challenge, and then we work our way towards helping them love and accept this new
I personally can also tell you that it takes a while. I have a stepfather, and I met my stepfather when I was, maybe about 10 or 11. So I knew who my father, I knew this is my stepfather. And it's a journey, and just things that happen, over time would help you develop a relationship. As long as the person is really intentional about building a relationship with you, and the person is honest in their relationship with you, it will you find a common ground. Even if it's not the best of relationship that you're in love with each other, you will come to respect each other. First of all, it's determined. Sorry, can I go on?
I have a long distance call, but I wanted to pause you for a second. From Equatorial Guinea, Joshua, are you there?
Hello, Morayo.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
To get you guys almost just like to get a visa to America.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
I'm really enjoying you guys' conversation. Lima, we always love Lima because you are saying the truth. Because we have to be realistic always. And then we like to see what the thing is still dead of Nigeria. Now, in terms of this issue of stepmother and stepfather, stepfather always try their best to make sure that they love both their own children and the children of their woman because of the love that they have for the woman. But the woman part is not always that way. Because they are like them. They protect their own and chase away other.
Joshua?
Because I have an experience, not from me, but from a neighbor. I know a man that had a woman before and had 2 children. The woman died, but the second wife rejected him totally. Or today, what is she seeing? The children that she rejected are the ones providing for her because they have the need. And her own children that she loves so much that she rejected, not even to give them a meal per day. They are nowhere to be found. They are not doing anything. They will stay up to 6 years outside without calling or coming home to see her. So the conversation is always easier said than done.
Thank you, Joshua. Just like what you said, it's not your own biological child might still be there. There are no guarantees in this life. You're going to say something.
Yes, so I was just saying how, these relationships develop. So it's important how the children will look at how you're treating the person, that if it's their mother or, if it's the father, the relationship between you. Is the person happy? Do you truly love this person? That's a great determinant. I remember when my stepfather came into our lives, he used to come and pick us from school and take us to lunch in this really nice Massa place. I'll never forget, it was Plateau Hospital there. There used to be a Massa woman. He would take us there first. We that usually would be in school. Before he came, we'll be in school. We were usually the last to be picked from school because maybe my mom has gone to work and auntie has forgotten to pick us. There's always clashing of time. Nobody knows when there's... So we'll be the last in school. But when he came into our lives, first we'll come out of the gate and he's there packed waiting to pick us. And from there we'll go straight, have massa before we get home. It was, it was great. That was his own way. And then we developed a relationship. I've told you of a time when I went to the market to buy something and he came and he fought, which was so new to me, So you have to be deliberate about building a relationship because you have to come into that relationship with an open mind. I'm here, I know that these children are here and I want to love them. And I've seen how these relationships can also break down. No matter how you say you love the children, if you're treating the mother or you're treating the father wrong, that relationship will not grow. The reason they know you is because of this person, and yet you're not treating that person right. So
let me come to you in a second, Nima. I have Prince Abiodun holding from Port Harcourt. Good morning, Prince Abiodun.
Good morning.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I'm the one first caller to your program.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, I just want to contribute to what people are saying right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm raised from my father, and my father based in Lagos. And when he wanted to travel back to Atiku State, my mother refused to go with him. And my father married another wife when he gets to Atiku State. And this woman treats us very bad. We are two, me and my brother, and he came with another child to my father's house. And he treats the one he came with. My father now supports his new wife because of we are living together. And today, my father is dead, the woman is still alive. The only the relationship between both of us is not for there because the way he treats us when we are with her. What I want to just people to learn, when you treat either your stepson or your stepdaughter, you will still reap and gain it in future. I want everybody to learn from this short story just happened. It happened to me when my stepmother, I would say that I want this food. He would say, no, this food is for those that. I remember that the day I wanted to eat, and he said that this soup belongs to his own children, that he cannot give it to me. And I went to go and take that soup. And then my father came back and reported to my father. My father poured the soup for me. I cannot, my father begged, apologized after some time. The only thing, as you people are discussing this program, I still remember what this woman did to me. What I'm trying to say, when you have such a children, treat them equally. You don't know tomorrow.
Yeah.
What the woman did to us made poor the children, this woman's children and us. We didn't have good relationship, but I'm talking to you. I'm more than 50 years old. Now, the only thing, the way he treats us, the woman is still alive, my father is late. The only thing, we don't have that friend between both the children and I. We didn't have good relationship together.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abiodun. Yeah.
This is it. So I wanted to build on what
Let me go on a break.
Okay.
When I come back, I'll come back to you, Nema. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Are you?
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day, all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's Your View. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood.
Hey, Lisa says, I don't have any issues taking care of someone's child. Like Topper said, we should invest in taking care of children because we want to reap them only. Or we shouldn't invest in taking care of children because we want to reap them only. We should take good care of them because we decide to take such responsibility. And he said, may God help us. When this caller that called last was talking, he sort of buttressed what I wanted to say when Miriam was also talking about that deliberate relationship towards it. As a stepmom or father, the least person that would understand you is the child who's just watching, seeing the actions you're taking. So the key family members, the opinion makers, the people around are the ones who I would like to say, you should know better. You should understand how tough it is and give a growing period. That period,
family members who come in, or what?
Family members who witness. You know, sometimes your mother's sisters who can visit, who you keep contact with, they would be one who say, the father's wife, did she give you to meet? How many? They're the ones who will not. So there's something one of my aunties did that I learned from her. She had to take in a family member into her house, a young girl, and then she would send the girl on errands. Every time her mother-in-law would visit, her mother-in-law didn't take the girl, but she would visit and rate how the girl is being cared for. This dress you wore for her, it looks tattered. She didn't buy it. Today, the leg dress looks faded. Why is she the one going to buy you something? The woman just called her that day. The last time, she said, Mama, you have visited 4 times already. The girl is with me. Do you mind taking her home? He said, what do you mean? Say, Mama, allow me raise this girl. If you know I cannot raise this girl without you judging, take her home today. And she made a scene. Then as a young girl, I quickly put it in my left hand. What I can't deal, what I will be judged by, I will not accept. If the person will stay in my house and be a proper adult. I had my nephew visit and he told me, I don't do chores in my house. I said, okay, my house, my kids do chores. The problem with you not doing it here, because really, there are no chores that I want to give you, but the problem with you not doing it is that my kids will then have an alternative of whether they should do it or not. So in this house, while you're holidaying here, you'll be doing chores. I did not call his parents to say anything. By the time he went back home, I called his parents. Did you see any difference? He said, now in case they are asking, because you know people would want to ask.
Let me take this call from
Give
Mrs.
room
Williams.
to love, to grow that love.
Good morning, madam. Are you there?
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. It's nice to be here. I've always been trying to call you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Mariah, you are doing a marvelous job.
Thank you, madam.
Yes. Yes, I have this very bitter experience with my stepmom. My parents and we used to stay in Ikoyi, but when she came in, my parents, they separated. My father was always telling her, I just separated with my wife, we are not divorced. But she came in, and I got pregnant. Anyway, when she came in, she stopped us from eating on the dining, saying we were decking the dining table. She asked us to go and eat in the kitchen. She would put 5 of us. My mother had 5 children. She would put all our food inside one plate. I used to have a 3-year-old sister. I would put her own separately so that after we have washed the food, she can have something else to eat. Then she will ask us to stop having our bath upstairs in the bathroom, the family bathroom. She asked us to go to the bus quarters to have a bath. You know, no food. When I grew up, my father used to be a civil servant. Knew in the 3 cars, the only